Hey folks, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we're back with Ubar. Um, so hopefully the audio issues have been fixed. I know some of you had much trouble listening to this through one ear. And yeah, we've got a big shipment of gems coming in from Agartha. In fact, a little bigger than maybe I remember. We got, it looks like about 110 plus 30, 140 gems. Which, if you say they're worth 20 apiece, which is kind of what most games are about the trade-off, 140 times 20. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think he overpaid me a bit, unless I might have traded him for some gems, but I don't think so. Because this is about 2,800 gold worth of gems at 20 gold per gem. And then in addition, I'm getting this. So, anyway, this will go a long way to getting us back on our feet in the sense that we can potentially control a global or something like that. Those are like the things you can do as a small nation, as a rump state to get back in the game, are to control a global or two, and then to vulture, and then to be a third wheel in wars. Those are the things you can kind of do, and those are the things we're going to be looking to do. Yeah, we clear this out, and we take this back from Ruse. And we take this from Agartha, and we take this from Agartha. We're going to be speeding through these turns because my mission right now. We're going to talk about diplomacy. So, Ulm has engaged in this war, and they sniped this goddamn throne before I could get here. It pissed me off because I really did want this throne. So now I have. No, this is my only throne I might be able to control, so we'll see what it is. We're going to go ping this turn, but I'm kind of pissed that I'm not going to get this throne. But Ulm is going to be making quick work of Ruse. I mean, this is... Ulm's mistake was not helping me earlier, because if you recall, it was kind of a long number of turns from the time when I killed this Rusian army, to the time when Ulm attacked. And... it's kind of late in the game. It's like turn 20, not late, but it's turn 26. The things that Ulm needed to kill Ruse were really low in research. It was like construction 3 for Legions of Steel, which was like nice to have. And the thing they really needed, which was less nice to have, was Strength of Giants. And they can just roll with a few Earth Gems to cast this, because I don't recall if they get many Earth 3s. The other thing they might have tried to go for is like summon Earth Power. They should have been able to have, like, I would say actually Summon Earth Power and Strength of Giants is more important than Legions of Steel. Legions of Steel is sort of nice if there's a PD dump, but for killing the Skin Shifters, you mostly just care about killing them. You don't really care much about defending. So, yeah, and then Conjuration 3 gives you a bunch of small little summons Ulm can do too. So, Ulm really waited too long. Not like it's going to matter, because it's a phenomenal matchup for them. This is like one of the matchups Ulm is going to absolutely excel at. And all of the stuff that Ruse got to be like anti-Ubar is not going to help him at all versus Ulm. The problem with Ulm, though, in my opinion, is they don't really have access to magic weapons. That's like the biggest problem with them. And that's going to come into effect like as soon as people start getting Fog Warriors and... they have these guys who have a single-handed weapon that could, potentially be magic weapons. We can take a look at his god, though. See what his... I actually forgot what his bless is. Shock resistance, poison resistance, reinvigoration, dark vision, forest survival. Yeah. No fire resistance here. Yeah, this is probably like the only player who didn't take an anti-Ubar bless, I think, in the whole game. He has shock resistance, but he doesn't have fire or spirit sight or... oh, no, he does... no, he doesn't have spirit sight. Yeah, he doesn't have fire or spirit sight or magic weapons. So I would have, like, wrecked Ulm, but he's helping me out, so we're not going to attack him. I think... and I really don't like backstabbing people that help me out. Like... I was in this 3v1, and Ulm was the only person I could talk into actually going against somebody in this coalition against me. Everybody else was like, I'm not going to help you. Everybody else was just delighted that I was in a 3v1. And not just... I think people were just and it's less me. I think people were like irrationally afraid of Ubar. Because like I've said, they're really strong if you don't have any, like if I were fighting Ulm, it would be a massacre. But there's not many nations like this. There's only really Ulm. And I think that's it. And I had said before in previous videos that Pan did not have an anti-Ubar bless. I was wrong. Pan has a full anti-Ubar bless. He has fire shock resistance, he has spirit sight, and he has magic weapons. All right, so and plus a bunch of strength and blood surge and other stuff. He has a very strong bless, which includes the full anti-Ubar suite. And I have also kind of told Pan, because there were several times in this where if Pan had attacked me, like we survived everybody else attacking us, but if Pan had attacked us, especially with that bless, we would be completely boned. Like we would be completely dead. And like even now they could just come and finish me off, I'm pretty sure. Like, because I took heavy losses here versus Gartha. So I basically told Pan, and I don't know if I did it now, but I said, look, like I've got no shot of winning the game. So my plan is I want to see Ruse die. I don't think much left is to be done with that. And then ideally a Gartha and Helheim die. Death to the gangbangers. And I'll just basically support a Pangaean victory. Basically, like I'm going to have like a super long-term alliance with them. And we'll basically support a Pangaean victory. We'll be their little stooge. And because they were super nice to not backstab us. So I don't want to attack Pangaea. I don't want to attack Ulm. But if I get my feet under me, if we can do the things we need to do as like a rump state to get back in the game, you know, we'll start making plays again. But especially until that point, we'll just try to like ally ourselves to Pan. And Pan is right now in a super good position. They have a super strong bless. They've hardly lost any white centaur. I think they don't have Mother Oak yet. They're about to get it. Yeah. But anyway, I was saying the problem with Ulm is that they don't get magic weapons and things like that. So the second like Helheim gets Fog Warriors, or Airmore can also do Fog Warriors, the second or Kaelasa can do Fog Warriors, all these nations, the second you do Fog Warriors, Ulm's like, shit. There's not that much they can do at that point. They're really in trouble. You can probably plan things to do, but they have really solid troops until things like Fog Warriors comes out. That's my appreciation of it. And then also they don't have great mages or things like that. They've got decent mages for buffing troops, but they don't have great mages for like battlefield wipes or morale plays or fatigue plays exactly, I don't think. And I could be totally wrong. I haven't played Ulm, but anyway. When you're playing Ulm, in my opinion, you need to play aggressive because like the early and mid game are yours, and then a lot of the late game bullshit you're not going to have great answers to. So he should have attacked Ruse a lot earlier, but he's doing it now, and we killed enough of Ruse's stuff and set him far enough back that it still should be pretty one-sided. The other news I've gotten is that Pangaea is going to join in because we have basically, as part of our vassalship, they are going to join in killing Ruse, which achieves our objectives. If we were primarily concerned with keeping the game state balanced, we would not want a Pangaea that's eaten Satis, because they've eaten a lot of Satis over here, to also go and eat Ruse. But we're less concerned about that. They were our homies and helped us out. So them coming in and helping to kill Ruse, more power to them. What are we doing? Well, we need to probably get some more Jade Amazons. We're building a palisade here. We're doing this. We're starting with the Shaitan, and we're making one of these guys who's going to help finish it. And I think we're going to try to build one more palisade. I can't remember where we tried to put it. It would be here. There's a big unrest causing site here, so this isn't ideal. It'll probably be actually down here, come to think of it. So that's it. We also really need to get blood hunting going. To get blood hunting going, we really want construction 4. So we're going to finish off enchantment 5. And as soon as enchantment 5 is done, we'll have watchers, which are one of the reasons I wanted to go enchantment 5. If we have a lab, we're not like Lanka, okay, guys? This is not like a blood powerhouse. This is not Micklin. We're not going to have blood hunting operations everywhere. We're going to have a few blood hunting operations. We can afford to put some labs where our blood hunting operations are. And if we do that, we can use Watchers to help patrol. And Watchers are excellent for patrolling, not only because they're great patrollers, but they're very good at dealing with thugs and things that come in to mess with you. So Watcher is actually very good for that, and we are a nation that can cast it. So that's one of the things we'll be going to Enchant 5 for. The other thing is just to get some basic access to some of the wards, which would be nice, like Fire Ward or Thunder Ward. Just having access to those will be nice. In a pinch, we might be able to figure out a way to do Water Ward too. We also get Quagmire, which could be good. Yeah, anyway. And potentially, once we get our Gulas, we could do Horde of Skeletons. But the plan right now, right, is we're going to go Construction, and then I think I want to get Alt 4. Alt 4 is going to open up, like, Temper Flesh. It's also going to open up Body Ethereal. We don't really have a lot of Astral Mages right now, but at some point we might get them. And it also opens up Wind Guide, so we can really lean into this Flaming Arrows stuff we're doing once we have Alt 4. And potentially we can also do Swarm at a pinch. But after this, we need to really get into Blood. And to get into Blood for us, we need Summon Gula, so Blood 5. So likely after this, that will probably be our next priority. But we'll talk about that as we go. Like I said, we're going to go through these turns kind of quickly because, and I know we're not really quick on this one, but a lot, and I'm going to be missing some of these turns, like where I don't have my orders. So we're just going to see if anything happens and then move on to the next one. I'll be honest, sometimes once I go into like a dormant stage in a game, I forget to like save all my turns because not much is happening in them. And that is the phase we're going into. Because we need to we have to get some research, guys. You can't win a game in Dominions with no research, which is the situation we're in. We found a Frozen Glen, so that gives us +1 water, which is really, really good because we need, this is our first water gem income. And we really need that to potentially control Maelstrom. We pinged this throne, and this throne is pretty cool. It's got some shades, or shadows, which do paralyzed damage. They've got these Cynocephalian Hunters, which do a lot of damage and go berserk. We have a Sphinx. And importantly, the Sphinx can do like Soul Slay and stuff. They can also make big elementals. I'm not actually sure what it's going to choose to cast. And it's also got Fire Snakes. And Fire Snakes actually do a fair amount of damage. It's armor piercing damage, and it's area of effect 1, which means there's no defense negates. So they're always going to hit. And if you're not really prepared for them, Fire Snakes can kind of get you pretty good. And then they have these Lions, which do okay. And then they have these Dustwalkers, which also are pretty good in heat, which I think we're in heat right now, so they're getting a bonus. So anyway, kind of interesting throne. We have to figure out how we're going to kill it. And I don't think I'll be able to thug it. I think we're going to actually have to move an army in. And yeah, so we've taken this back. We now have all of our original lands. We have this palisade getting worked on. I don't think we're working on another one. No, we have all of our original land back. Ruse has... It looks like there was a battle here and Ruse lost and had a bunch of his guys run because this is significantly smaller Ulmish force than was here before. It looks like Ulm probably lost like 60 or 70 dudes, which for Ulm is not really a big deal. These guys are like super replaceable. But yeah, Ruse is basically screwed now. They are basically screwed. I mean, honestly, I don't even know what I would do as Ruse. The only hope I think that Ruse would have in this matchup is if they had Conjuration 5 and they could do big air elementals. Which I think they've been so all-in fighting me, I don't think they have any of that. And Pangaea is about to come attack them, and once that happens, there's nothing they can do. Meanwhile, in our capital, we've stopped troop production because we're not planning on going to war. We're getting more Shaitan. I probably should do 2 Shaitan, but we're being a little bit of a cheap bastard right now. And I probably should have switched. I think okay, yeah, I don't have the turn for this one. We're going to switch. We're going to have this guy site search, switch over fort construction. We're going to be moving folks around. Oh, I might be able to super combat this with my god. That's the other thing I know I'm thinking of. I do have an MR item. And 22 magic resistance is enough to tank a large number of soul slays, but not an infinite number. All right? So one caster doing Soul Slays, I would probably roll the dice on, and that may be what we do. We're going to take a look at next turn. Like I said, we're going to kind of speed through these because there's not going to be too much to talk about. 28. Nervously watching Van getting eaten by Sack, who's playing a large-scaling communion-focused nation. Chuckles, we're in danger. Yeah, that's true. Pangaea puts up Mother Oak. We are attacking some more Rusian stuff because we are not at peace with Ruse, and we'll be happy to get in on the vulturing. Because fuck you, Ruse. Ulm had moved a bunch of their guys over here. They consolidated some troops from here, and there was a Rusian army here, and it looks like they were trapped, or maybe they went stealthy or something. In Ruse's cap, we see some hunters and some chud hunters and some skin shifters. The skin shifters are the sacreds. So not mostly sacreds, like hardly any sacreds, actually. We can see Pangaea has moved in and they're vulturing off the north. And we're just going to chill here. I think we actually have these guys hide so that if he chooses to raid back from us, we'll be able to steal them. Whoever he's raiding with, or potentially. The other news that is coming in is I have confirmation from TNN that he's going to be killing Agartha, which Agartha was nice and peaced out with me, but he's also was one of the gangbangers. So death to Agartha. Would we really be happy to have TNN as a big neighbor? No, I would much rather have Agartha, but whatever. That is welcome news. And this is what happens when you attack somebody and your all-in fails. Often you get counterattacked. And we chose not to attack this with my god. I don't think I want to run my god into that Soul Slay business. But we probably might have, especially if we dropped Iron Will, which I didn't have researched yet. But if we chose to research it, we could drop that pretty early in combat and probably be able to tank this. But, it's risking a fair amount. Anyway, I think, I'm actually not sure. We're probably going to just slam this with elementals and a bunch of mages is my guess. And we're running around, we're site searching with our Svartalf that we got. And we're getting close to getting our first fort up as we get close to turn 30. Talk about a good first fort timing. The other thing I want to think about, and I don't know if I've made any of these yet. Yeah, we have a Ring of Water Breathing. I'm probably going to get this Ring of Water Breathing onto Kathy Ames as soon as I can and have a run in here, because we will certainly welcome and notice an additional 56 gold. So we'll try to get her underwater. I think she's going to site search, and I'm going to run this Ring of Water Breathing out to her, and the next turn she's going to go hit this. So that is turn 28. Turn 29... And I know this is a very big change of pace from the previous episodes where we were like hand-wringing and looking at every single turn. Found a cypress forest. It's actually a really nice site. A nature and an air gem. And yeah, we have brought Kathy Ames the boots. We brought Ranger's boots, which are going to give her a little bit of reinvigoration. And we have brought her a Ring of Water Breathing. And so now she can go underwater. Oh, we probably have to put these boots back on her. We wanted her to go underwater with those, but she's going to need these long stride boots to make it. And yeah, we might switch her kit up a little bit. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. There's a million different scripts with her that will kill all these Kalulus. The only thing about it is you do have to be careful about what we do turn 1. Like, we're probably going to do Iron Skin turn 1. And we probably will do personal regen next. I don't know. That's what I would do looking at it now, because these guys are really fast. So they will close the whole distance of the battlefield really quickly. So you don't have maybe 2 turns to probably script before you make contact. And she may get the rest of the spells off, but you want to make sure slot 1 and 2 are really nice. You don't want to do useless stuff. Not useless, but like luxury stuff like Summon Earth Power. So they're going up here. I think we have 1 turn left on the Palisade. I don't think we have started another one. I don't think we've started another one. But getting this little bit of land off Ruse is going to be really nice. And it's looking... I don't know where Ulm has moved the rest of their stuff, because they had a huge force here. And Ruse did not move out. Ulm can Ulm is elves, right? So they can all be sneaky. It's possible that they have snuck into one of these provinces. But somebody's got to go in and finish off Ruse, and I think it's probably going to be Pan, because Pan has a killer blast that is not going to give a shit about anything they have here. And that's another thing with Ulm moving more slowly, is they're not going to, if they moved more quickly, Pan would have still been more busy over here with Satis, and they could have actually finished off Ruse. Ulm really should have moved earlier. That was really a mistake. Because it is a phenomenal matchup for them. Okay. The other news is that, and I think it's around this time, is that we have some confirmation. So almost talking about, we'll talk about what else is happening in the world, because not much is going to be happening in my part of the world, so we're going to talk about what's happening elsewhere. Airmore, which is, I believe Airmore is right over here. I believe they're on this side of Agartha. They have attacked Helheim. Oh, wait, maybe, are they down? No, they've attacked, not Helheim. They've attacked Vanheim. Maybe, no, I think they're up here, actually. I think this is Ulm. Not Ulm, Airmore. They attacked Vanheim. Okay, so Kalem was here, and Vanheim. Wait, where was Vanheim's capital? Maybe Vanheim's capital was here. I'm really confused in geography. Okay, what happened earlier in this game? Well, Helheim and Vanheim attacked Kalem, and now what's happening is Airmore is eating Vanheim, and potentially is set up to not only get Vanheim proper, but to get Kalem, which is over here. So Airmore is pushing down this way and is headed towards Kalem. And Ulm is justifiably worried. Or pushing over this way. I don't know exactly how that works. So anyway, this area is about to become Airmorian. And Airmore is being played by Sakane, who's pretty good. So, yeah. Airmore's kind of cool. We haven't talked about him much, but there's a lot of really cool things Airmore has going for them. One is they're really hard to rush because they've got gladiators. They have assassins, which is kind of a nice little flourish. They have some like foreign recruit mages that you can just get in any province with a lab, which is kind of cool. Well, they have to be a lab in a temple, at which point you might as well put the fort. But importantly, they get these augur elders who are recruit anywhere. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, you get a recruit anywhere 6-path mage, which is really, really good. And they're useful paths. They're a little vulnerable to magic duel. So like Kalos is not a great matchup for them. But, you can twice born them. They can jump in communions, do big fire and death stuff. They get air randoms, which means you get the air death cross path. It also means you can do big air stuff in your communions. Yeah, they're pretty darn good. And potentially, if you're twice borning all of the death 3 randoms, you can get a death 4, which is also cool. And they have Sacred Cav, which is pretty nice. So anyway, that is turn 29. And yeah, so the big Diplo updates are TNN about to attack Agartha. Airmore is attacking Vanheim, and Helheim is posturing to attack Ulm. Though I don't know if that's started yet. We'll do one more turn, and then we'll call it for the episode. Turn 30. We have finally finished our palisade. Huzzah. So indeed, turn 30, perfect turn to build your first fort. Perfect turn to build your first fort. We have a battle underwater. Let's see what we scripted. We did do Summon Earth Power, the complete luxury script. Iron Skin, personal region. Okay, we got 3 things off. Oh, we got 4 actually. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, see she kills everything there quite efficiently. I think I may actually go hit this province because This is like Calum land stuff, and there's a chance we bounce and kill somebody because they probably won't be expecting to run into our god. And there's a... People probably aren't going to want to just pick a fight with me over one or two provinces. So I need like a little bit. We're going to just nip here and there to get like a province or two. So we're going to go nip this. We can see the number of Rusians are increasing over here. And I need to be building a plan to get this throne. And I don't know what it is right now. Right now our Shaitan... we can see Bruce is raiding Pan. But yeah, our Shaitan are actually researching, which is a little shameful, but we need to build Shaitan. We're building one of these sultans too. We need to build Shaitan just so that once we are in war, we'll have them, but they're really expensive for just researchers, but that's what we're going to use them for because we need the research mages and we also are later going to need Shaitan. And then we have a sultan here. Now, I think if you're doing well, like, you really want to have your Shaitan go out there and getting you, like, a diverse mage corps. We tried to do that with the thrones, which is one of the ways to do it, but anyway, we haven't been terribly successful. We can't do that really on this throne because we'll lose Shaitan to that pretender. And it'd be nice to go cherry pick and, like, snipe people's mages, but, yeah, I don't think we're set up to do that terribly well right now. Yeah, and so right now we've started blood hunting. I think we're getting close to... Okay, we have construction 4. And so what that means is every blood random... Another reason we need to get Shaitan is just to get the blood randoms. And then these guys need to make themselves some... some sanguine dowsing rods. And we really need to get our blood economy going. And the other way to kind of do that, and one of the reasons I want to get a Sultan is so that we can cast Watchers, because if I get an air random, we can do a Watcher, which would be kind of nice. You have to be, I think it's air 3. Yeah, air 3, earth 1. So we're going to roll a few Shaitans to try to... It's good to have an air 3 anyway for a Sultan. So anyway, that's probably what we're going to do this turn. And that's basically it, guys. It's going to be some kind of chill turns as we just talk about what's happening, because I'm not a threat to anybody. Nobody wants to attack me and get messed with like I messed with everybody else. And certainly now that I've got Shaitan online. So I've basically been neutered. We have pledged fealty to Pangaea, all honor to their name. And we're looking to see the gangbangers get killed. That's basically what's happening. And yeah, I think this war with Tiananmen and Agartha has started. We see a Tiananmen flag here. Yeah. So that's it, boys. See you all next time.